To become a Twitch affiliate, you need 4 things. You need to stream 8 hours on 7 unique days, get 50 followers, and get 3 average viewers. While the 8 hours over 7 unique days should come quite naturally because you are going to be live, the 50 followers does not. And believe me when I say you can get these the good way or a bad way. There have been times where people came to me with their channel and despite having hundreds of followers, they could not get affiliate. And it was always because of one thing. One thing so bad, my only piece of advice to them was to start a new channel. Are you ready to grow the right way? Here are 10 do's and don'ts to grow your followers on Twitch. My name is Mathman, and this is Content Delta. Okay, time to get into it, and as promised, number 1 is a big one. Please do not follow for follow. Honestly, if you're new starting on Twitch, it may seem like a great way to get those first 50 followers. But I promise you, it hurts more than you think. When you do follow for follow, these followers don't actually come back to watch you because all they're interested in is becoming affiliate themselves. Be it for fame or exposure or some form of validation. This is not how this works. In fact, it can severely hamper your growth early on. Let's say you didn't watch this video, like little 420GG boy 69 here. Now they got their 50 follows by doing follow for follow and even managed to get affiliate. The next step is growing a community of their own, but they never use the time between starting to stream and getting 50 followers to learn how to be entertaining, find out what their niche is, or any of the other important things that you need to learn as a starting streamer. So now 420GG boy 69 has to learn all these things, and even if they have a few viewers, they have no basis to continue their community on. There is one thing though that is even worse than follow for follow, and it is the one reason why I have told multiple streamers to just create a new channel. Again, it may seem harmless, get your first few hundred followers, make yourself seem like a more legitimate streamer, and from there on, build your community. But that's just not how it works. First off, how many followers you have does not legitimize you as a streamer. Secondly, you are still starting with 0 viewers and 0 community. And lastly, if you do start to grow and you do start building a community, then you are one spot check away from a permanent ban. Gone are your viewers, gone is your community, gone is your career. What you want to do instead is to make sure that people that do drop in, those viewers that you do get, don't forget to leave you a follow. That may sound weird to you as a starting streamer, but I've been in other channels multiple times, chatting away, having a laugh, and then wondered why they didn't go online again for days or weeks. Turns out, I just completely forgot to follow them and didn't get notified. A great way to achieve this is getting yourself a call to action. Simply something that reminds them to actually click that follow button. You can do this with graphics, but the easiest way to do this is simply go into your chatbot, whichever one you're using, I suggest Stream Elements, and then set up a timer. This will drop a message in your chat at a time interval of your choosing. I usually go for about 15 to 20 minutes. And all you want that message to say is to ask them to follow you and thank them for it in advance. Of course, there are other timers you can set up, such as links to your socials or to your Discord. But when you do this, make sure that you set it up as multiple messages on the same timer, so they don't suddenly proc all at the same time and flood your chat. If you do want to do that, I will leave a link down below to Visual by Impulse's Supermaker, which has calls to actions for almost any platform, including Twitch. One of the most difficult parts on Twitch is, and I say it again, there is no discoverability. I've said this again and again on this channel, but there just simply isn't. So one of the hardest things to do as a starting streamer is to actually get yourself seen by others. The problem is that getting noticed on Twitch is very hard because every category is ranked on viewers. Playing games with a high number of potential viewers may then seem like a great option because the more eyes there are, the more chances they find you. However, these categories are usually saturated with loads of streamers. Take, for example, Valorant, which is right now the most popular category. The top streamer in this section has over 20,000 viewers, and even if we scroll down and down, you can see how long it takes for us to even reach the 10 plus viewers. Imagine the 1 viewer or 0 viewer range where you would start out in. And I'm sorry, but even I, who love smaller communities to hang in, would not scroll this far down to find a streamer. Compare this to something far less populated as Animal Crossing, which After a few scrolls, we already are below the 10 viewer range, which means that you get found much easier if somebody happens to be looking for a new streamer to watch. This doesn't mean you should be streaming Animal Crossing just to grow, but it does mean that you have to be deliberate about the games you play on stream. Saturated games like Valorant make it very hard to grow, and there are larger and smaller games in every niche, so make sure you do your research, find a game, and play that on stream. However, one major rule, make sure it's something you enjoy playing. If you play something just to grow and don't enjoy the gameplay, people will see that and they will not like it because you're not being honest and genuine about your personality. What is a great way to connect with people is by hosting community nights and get your viewers involved. Especially if you already have a small community or you have some friends that can join you. The most popular games for this are Jackbox games because everybody can join in from their browser and only the streamer needs to own the actual game. Of course, you don't need to designate specific games for community night. If you normally play a multiplayer game, then it is super easy to get your viewers involved on the game that they already find interesting. What I would suggest is that you announce your community nights beforehand or agree with some friends that they will be joining in, because the worst that can happen is that you as streamer are sitting there on your community night with nobody else joining you. That would not make it fun for you or your audience. So how do you do your community night right? Well, first off, as I already said, you want to announce it beforehand. Then, once that's done, you want to grab an extension called Play with Viewers. It allows your audience to queue up to join for certain games, and you can rotate them in and out as you please. Despite some games working very well as a first come first serve basis, such as Among Us or the Jackbox games, I would definitely set up a queue to make sure you have an orderly fashion and get everybody involved so you don't end up playing the same game with the same people from your audience, leaving others out completely. And all that rest to do at that point is get yourself some snacks, get yourself some drinks, and have yourself a wonderful night with your community. What is great about a community night is because you involve your audience, you activate your chat, you get interactions, and many of the people that join you for the games that are not followers yet will be by the end of the evening if you use those call to actions. Speaking of strengthening bonds in your community, one of the most important things any streamer will be working on day in, day out is developing and growing their community. It is then no surprise that on Twitch, self-promotion is such a taboo. While technically it is not something that is against Twitch terms of service, it is something heavily frowned upon by most streamers, and for good reason. No matter if you do that outright or you think you're a little bit clever and you hide it like this, it will not be something taken lightly by the streamer and most often will get you instantly banned. And that is not even the worst of it, because that streamer will have other streamers and content creators they know, or perhaps they are even in chat, who will see the same thing and ban you too. Not to mention that the viewers that do see it won't come check you out because they'll see right through the message, so you don't even gain any followers from it. Let me make this very clear. Self-promotion is career suicide. So how can you get in contact with other streamers to set up co-streams, cross-pollinate audiences, and in general just make friends on the platform? And it is something you should absolutely be doing. A great way to do this is to find streamers in your niche that you enjoy, so they are of a similar size, play similar games, have a similar vibe, and become part of their community. You get to talk to the streamer, to the viewers, and they get to know you too. And once you do that, you can suggest to play games together, co-stream, and eventually create a close-knit, cross-pollinated community. I fully understand that there are other effective ways of networking, but this one just requires you to be a viewer, which hopefully you already are. Either you started out as a viewer, or you want this to be your career, and therefore you are doing research to see what other streamers have, what they use, and how you can implement parts of that in your own community if they are fitting for you. However, if you do want a full video where we go into depth on how to network with streamers or even companies, then leave a comment down below and I'll make that video for y'all. Okay, let's hurry this up so you can go back to being the best streamer you can be and do 2 tips at once. Don't watch your view counter and do engage with your viewers and chatters. Actually, the best thing you can do is just to turn the view counter off. A lot of new streamers will have their view counter on and they will just be playing the game until that counter ticks up. Only then will they become engaging and chatting with their viewers. However, by then it is far too late. The view counter takes minutes to update and that viewer is long gone. So what you do want to do is what you see in most of these tip videos. Turn off the view counter and stream like there's 100 viewers in chat. But the big question is, how do you do that? How do you engage with your viewers in chat? Well, if you do want to level up your chat game, then make sure to check out the video right here where I go from level 1 straight up to level 5 for you. But that is not the only way you can engage with viewers. You can also choose to enable things like blurb so you can have sound alerts on your channel, or external platforms such as Dixper or Streamloots to improve interaction in general. Don't forget that you can already start adding commands, sound bites, and so much more using bots such as Touch Portal or streamer.bot. If you want to learn how to make amazing redemptions in streamer.bot, stay tuned. We are planning a video for that for you that will work on Twitch, YouTube, and anywhere else you want to stream. One of the major benefits of interacting with chat is that it is a skill you learn only by doing. So as long as you're live, you can be training yourself how to communicate with chat better and how to interact with your viewers better. Now, before we get to an absolute shocker of a tip, why don't you go downstairs, click that like button, subscribe if this is helpful to you, and make sure to ring that notification bell so you stay up to date to everything that we do. As a streamer and content creator myself, this sounds very counterintuitive, but believe me, it's true. Stop streaming. Let me explain. Stop streaming too much. While a lot of streaming tip videos, especially those made by veteran streamers, will say that you have to be live as much as you can, as often as you can to get the views, that is no longer an option. That worked back in the day. Nowadays, it is far more common to hear in videos like mine and those from other creators that you should only stream 3 to 4 times a week. The reason for this is simple. Twitch has no discoverability, so you will be hanging at the bottom of the category waiting for viewers to find you. And that is not a great place to be, because as I said before, people are just not gonna scroll that far down to find your stream. By not playing saturated games, you are already avoiding most of the problem, but it doesn't solve the problem, because there are just not many people that will go back to see who you are and watch your VOD. So what do I suggest? Stream those 3 to 4 times a week for 3 to 4 hours and nothing more. Use the time that you are not streaming to build your audience on another platform and funnel them into your Twitch channel. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, or even the new streamer social media platform Hover. Make content for that and use that content to funnel people into your streams. And then use your streams for what they are intended to do. Live interaction with the audience you are building. Oh, and while we're at it, make sure you are prepared. We all know how it is. Stream time is approaching. OBS is open, your title and tags are ready, your go live notifications for Twitch, Discord, and even your social media are ready and prepped, so you're ready to go. Or are you? Before you go live, make a small recording of yourself with the game open. Make sure the sound is not too loud. Make sure your microphone is properly attuned, that it doesn't pick up too much background noise, that your camera works, and all that jazz. If there are any problems with your hardware, make sure to fix them before clicking that go live button. Make sure you have some topics written down so you have points to talk about while you're on stream. That way, if you do fall silent or chat is particularly quiet, you have some topics written down ready to go for chat to chime in again. And don't forget to actually implement the tips that we've talked about. I guarantee you, if you implement these tips correctly, you will see your follower count grow quite quickly and you will reach affiliate. Though, if you are still struggling with the 3 average viewers, then I have a video especially made for you right here, or you can try and avoid the mistakes that I made when I started streaming by watching the video right here. And as always, stream better, stream smart.